Hey guys, welcome back to my review series for the comic book storyline entitled Jurassic Park Dangerous Games. This is part 4 of 5, so if you haven't seen what's come before, be sure to check out the earlier episodes to catch up. Now we last left off with Agent Espinosa engaging in a fistfight with the ruthless killer, Tiburon. And after besting his enemy in combat, the agent hurled his opponent over Nublar's hydro power plant and contemplated on how he was ever going to get off of this dinosaur-infested island. Back in the jungle, Espinosa retraces his steps to where he last saw Dr. White, and upon reaching the spot where they'd been separated, he finds her free from her restraints and out in the open. Looks like Francis's velociraptors helped aid her in the escape. Now that the two of them have reunited, Dr. White says that she's got something pretty important to show the man. Meanwhile, back at the InGen Visitor Center, Cazares begins to grow impatient. He asks his men whether or not they've heard anything from Tiburon since last night. He should have been back by now. After growing increasingly displeased with his right-hand man's disappearance, he tells one of his lackeys to call him up, but Tiburon isn't going to answer anytime soon. Back at the doctor's den, Espinosa gets acquainted with another human being on the island. Looks like Francis has taken a captive from the little fight that happened last night. She thought the agent would love to get the opportunity to talk to him. The first words out of the henchman's mouth are a serious threat. He says that Tiburon's gonna kill Espinosa as soon as he finds him. The agent lets him know that this isn't really quite possible anymore, but this man refuses to believe it. There's no way Espinosa ran into the shark and walked away. The agent takes this opportunity to show the captive Tiburon's gun and ask him how he thinks he got it. Now that the prisoner is a bit more cooperative, he pulls a knife on the tied-up man and begins to interrogate him. He wants to know how he can get off of this island, and he wants to know now. Apparently, there's a helicopter on Nublar that should be available for safe transport as long as Espinosa gets the keys. They're in possession by the chopper's pilot, Hector. The agent should be able to find him at Jurassic Park's hotel. This promptly ends the quiet conversation. Now Espinosa asks Dr. White what she wants to do with this guy now that he's worthless. She thinks making him raptor food would be most beneficial, but the agent refuses to engage in such a barbaric practice, and instead tells the woman to keep him here until he gets off of the island. Once he leaves, he asks her to give the captive a fighting chance. They may be enemies, but even he gave that to Espinosa. Dr. White agrees, and begins to think on how the agent can get to the keys. He's going to need a good distraction to get through the compound, and she thinks she has an idea that just might work. Dr. White makes her way out amongst a herd of nearby Triceratops. After sending her raptors to snarl and snap their way around the thrilled dinosaurs, the herbivores begin to disperse. Francis uses this opportunity to leap onto the back of one of these creatures and lead it in the direction they need to go. It doesn't take long for the rest of the herd to follow. Meanwhile, Espinosa treks behind the compound. He's walked in with the accompaniment of a few of Dr. White's animals, and after reaching a certain maintenance shed, he begins to pull off his part of the plan. Restless guards get the feeling that something very bad is coming their way. After hearing the rumbling noise of a large group of animals, they become aware of an apparent stampede headed in their direction. None of them seem too worried about this though. The fence in front of them has enough power to kill the entire herd as soon as they touch it, but Espinosa makes sure that this doesn't happen. Upon the dinosaurs' arrival, an alert is set out all over the island. The armed men scramble to see what's going on while Espinosa slips by unnoticed. Upon entering the hotel, he gets the drop on a few of Cazares' main guards, and gets the information he needs about Hector in a very short amount of time. After arriving at the door of the helicopter pilot, the man Espinosa and the Raptors are looking for seems to hand over the key without hesitation. This isn't exactly the day he wanted to end up as raptor food. Suddenly, one of Dr. White's dinosaurs senses that something is wrong. Espinosa immediately runs into the room and uses the door as a shield, just before it's assaulted with several bullets. He throws open a back door and runs out of the area in a hurry. Looks like he's not leaving in the way he came in. Soon, some henchmen storm into Hector's room to finish off the agent, but one of Francis's raptors prevents them from even trying. Espinosa gathers the animals and tells them to hurry up. They've got to get out of here ASAP. He comes out of the back of the complex and begins to climb a large crane to get to the higher floor's elevator. Meanwhile, the thugs get pretty close to taking him out. They've found where he's run to and begin to stalk about these old creepy ruins, all of them unaware of what lies in store for them in this area of the center. Soon, an explosion sends Espinosa falling from his climbing place. He hits the ground with a loud thud and looks out to see what caused him to fall. There stands Cazares, with a remote control device and a large animal standing in front of him. The Ankylosaurus looking down at the puny man, ready to crush him as soon as his master gives the command. We have officially gotten to an absolutely insane part of this story. Out of everything that I've covered on the channel before in the past, Jurassic Park Dangerous Games is by far the most stylized and outlandish JP story that I've ever reviewed. It's gotten to the point where I kind of look at the material and understand that this is totally not supposed to be something taken 100% seriously, and it's also a comic that almost goes out of its way to show off a tone very different to any of the movies that have come before. Drug dealers have taken over Isla Nublar and put shock collars on dinosaurs in order to control them. Jessica Rabbit rides a Triceratops through Jurassic Park's perimeter fence, and her pack of raptors accompany a special agent into a hotel in order to collect a pair of helicopter keys to get to a chopper. Also, the final boss of this story comes complete with a Kingpin-style bad guy commanding a captured Ankylosaurus to destroy our beloved hero. Damn, that is something you will not see anywhere else. So I kind of feel like this whole run is either going to be something you as a fan may love, or possibly really hate. Personally, I prefer things to be way more grounded and based in some sort of sciencey explanation rather than much of what we have here, which is honestly very comic booky in presentation and stories, so yeah, I guess that's all I really have to say about all of that. Anyways, what do you guys think of this run? Do you like it? Do you dislike it? What are your opinions on the very last story in this franchise that happened to get the Jurassic Park name attached to it? Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments down below. Now before I go, I want to thank all of my game wardens, as well as all of my InGen executives. I'd also like to thank all of my park workers and InGen hunters as well. It really means the world to me to hear that you guys appreciate what I do so much, and I seriously am extremely thankful for everything that you guys do to show support. It honestly means the world. Now I'd like to thank you all for watching this video, and hope that you all enjoy today's content. If you feel like I deserve it, I'd appreciate the like and hope that you'll consider subscribing if you're interested in hearing from me again. I'll see you on the next video, guys. And as always, take it easy.